Well, right now I'm going to look at a mash-up toy that I made between something that the charity shop down the road gave me for nothing and the Pez Thomas series. And this little toy has become very popular with my son. He's been playing with it for days. He absolutely loves it. I'm wondering if there's anything like this out there in the Thomas world these days. Remembering this is a mash-up between two toys. He's had loads of fun with this toy. Thomas comes off on the rails all the time. There's Thomas going again. And he's added some little Buddhas around the track as well. I'm not quite sure of the significance of that. What's really nice about this toy is the fact that it's got a lever which controls the trains. And it's got a couple of different speeds. I'll turn it off. I can also turn it back on. And I mean, he really does love... Help. Yes, it's stopped now. Go. Going again. And stop. And go. James, yeah. And sometimes it's the little simple things in life that are often the best. Oh yes, thank you, James. Don't think we need James right in the camera, do we? Oh no! Looks like Percy's had a crash. He's off the rails. Oh, Percy's off again. Oh no, there's a crash. Oh no! Strangest rail accident I've ever seen in my whole life. Whoa! Oh no! Percy's crashed again. Is that where you parked, Tom? Yeah. Okay, very good. Uh-oh. Those Buddhas are causing heaps of trouble again. You like it when there's things getting smashed, don't you? Well, I'd like to go downstairs and I'll show you how I put this little toy together, but before I do that, I'd like to show you some other things. Got that noisy toy turned off. And what I did find recently was a little Chuggers pack, an Easter time thing. It was $8.99. Came with an egg, a plate and a spoon. But my son already had a little Thomas set, and now he's got both Thomas and Chuggers. And like I've always said, he seems to enjoy both brands. He doesn't seem to favour one from the other. I'm pretty sure Thomas is his favourite, but he likes a mixed railroad. His little Thomas cup is certainly showing some signs of wear and tear. He's been scratching away at Thomas's face there, and this is his new Chuggington one. And while he's got that Chuggington cup in his mouth, let's think about these Chuggers here. And it's the Interactive series, and in the shops where I live, I've seen these for now $5 a piece. I'm going to roll some video to prove my point here. And can anybody explain to me why the prices dumped down to such a low amount? So here are our $5 Interactive Chuggers, and I do remember these retailing for around $25 back when they first came out. I do see online vendors from Australia selling these for $20 a piece. At $5 a piece, this is an absolute steal. These are excellent toys. To give you some scope, $5 will buy you a single Series 6 Lego minifigure. Remembering Australia has some of the highest toy prices you will find around the world. Who's that Chugger there? Who's that one? Who is it? Coco. Very well done. Who's that one? Do you know that Chugger there?
Yeah, there.
What's that one's name? You know that one?
No,
That's a popular one. You know that one, don't you? Who is it? Who's that? Who is it? I haven't got that one yet, have we? Well, show me. Who's that? Who's that one there? Who is it?
Here.
Here? Yeah, but who is it?
That one here.
No, I haven't got that one.
That one.
That's Wilson.
The
Wilson?
building.
You know, it's funny, he still doesn't pick up on those Chuggington names like he does with the Thomas crew. As you may remember, I turned one of these action chuggers into action Thomas. I'm now considering doing a chop and change and joining two of these characters together to make another Thomas character. One of the very popular ones. It'll probably send Hit into a meltdown. Ah, some afternoon tea. Oh, thank you. Oh, yummy. You've got Thomas? I've got Chuggers. In case someone perceives this as an instructional, here's that title. Well, I'm down in the workshop now. First off, I'll have a look at this toy. Then I'll show you how I converted those little Pez trains to work on this toy. I think the first thing to note, it's obvious that it connected to another set. There's bits and bobs missing from this little play set. There would have been signs and possibly buildings on it. And I love this lever. Yep, trains have levers. That's what makes them go. On closer inspection, there's like little points on this set, which goes nowhere. Interesting, the powered section doesn't occur here. It's been spray painted in parts, nicely detailed, and there's been decals added on. These are rock decals. And there's another siding up here, another set of points. The way the toys are powered, there's a rubber conveyor belt with teeth on it which carries the trains along. And this is what it looks like underneath. I had to do a little bit of fixing to this toy before it was operational. It says 1990 Louis Galoob Toys Incorporated. It didn't come with any rolling stock, it came with nothing. All there was this one piece. Two C-cell batteries power this toy. And we're looking at the part which is underneath the lever which operates this toy, and part of the problem was this power feed from this battery had come off. It was like a dry solder joint there. This lever is like a giant rocking switch. And here we are looking at electric motor and the way the gears drive this big cog that drives the rubber conveyor that powers the trains. And the conveyor belt's got little holes in it that key into that cog. If I remove all the covers, the magic of how this works starts to be revealed. That's the main driving cog, and these other cogs, I dare say, are there to stop the conveyor belt from flying out of the toy. It's all very nice and simple, but it's also all very mechanical. Because I didn't have any rolling stock which came with this playset, a take and play was obviously a little bit too big, but what I found was the perfect scale was the Pez Thomas. I've certainly got a lot of time for these little Pez toys, and if you know my stuff, I've done other things with these in the past. What seems like years ago now, I showed you how to put a USB drive into one of these Pez Thomases. So let's take a look at what I had to do to make this little guy run around on this little train set. So here's a little Pez Thomas. There's been nothing cut away from him. He's even got his little back tail on. All I did was I glued in a rivet into that front boiler area. There's a close-up of it. It's just super glued in, a little drill hole, a little bit of drilling by mum and dad or a carer. There's a steel rivet that I used, and one thing I did, I came in and cut some of this stem off. And what determined how much I cut off the rivet was I needed to leave enough to pick up on that little conveyor belt's prongs, which power the trains. So my rivet went from being this long down to this long. And I know you're going to ask me, it looks like it's about a 4mm rivet, or an imperial. It's that. And that's it in imperial. I can't read imperial, so you're going to have to tell me. The rivet was cut down to about 12mm, which I know is about half an inch in imperial. You know, sure, this toy isn't a licensed product. These little guys are licensed, but it's a great little mashup. This is a fantastic little toy. And I wonder who out there would love to have something like this on the market today. Possibly, if it's done these days, you'd have magnets inside these, and you'd have the magnets powered underneath the surface, and it'd be like a little bit of a mystery train. My son absolutely loves this toy, and considering it's made up from something that I was given and those little Pez Thomases, it's a very inexpensive toy for me to have. Does anyone out there know of a toy similar to this in the Thomas and Friends range? Or if you've got one of these toys complete, just send it through as a video response. I think we'd all love to see what this looks like in its complete form. And who knows, Hit Entertainment might even glean some ideas from seeing this mashup. And just back on the Pez, that's what the Pez stock looked like in Australia. But a lovely lolly shop has opened right near where I live, and those of you in America would call it a candy store. And they were able to get me in the Pez stock. The word candy is a very American term. We don't call it candy where I live, we call it lollies. But the best of all, with this American stock comes the infamous and most endearing Toby. And when you look at the packaging side by side, there is a massive difference in the way it displays. Both of these cost $3 in Australia. The American version of this is better because you actually get one extra lolly, or should I say candy, for my friends in the USA. The people in the lolly store just down the road also exposed me to another evil of life, these stunning chips from America. I absolutely love them, and they sell for $5 in Australia. Blair's Death Rain, and this is America's favourite spicy chips. This is only the medium one. I'm yet to see the next stage up from this in Australia. And a kettle cooked potato chips. And I've also had the cheese version of this as well, and it's lovely. Maybe if you've got access to the very hot ones, we can do a contra deal with something that I've got, because I love these chips. Well, once again, I have proven these Pez Thomas toys are worth their weight in gold. As I always say, if you see them, grab as many as you can. There's hundreds of uses for those little toys. And thank you for watching my video about my Thomas mashup toy. This is certainly a toy that my son really loves.
Fail reel with bonus crash footage. Fail. 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 Fail.
Oh, thank you. Is that for me? Ah, thank you. Oh, well, at least I'm getting served both brands.
Fail.
Because I didn't have any rolling stock, I was searching around what would suit this size of playset. Let's see, a take and play was a little bit too big to fail.
Fail.
I just set up another accident there. He seems to love it when there's things getting smashed up. Up there, what's up there? What is it? Is it a spider? No. Up. Behind me. Up.
No.
So look up there.
Up there.
Oh, let me have a look. No, nothing this time.